Welcome to the V20 journey. My name is Valerie Renville, and I am so excited to embark on this journey through the next 9 months with each and every one of you. A journey that will help us grow in our relationship and our reliance on Jesus, as well as deepen our intimacy with Him. 23 years ago, my journey with Jesus began. I didn't grow up in the church, and I didn't grow up talking about Jesus. But at a time in my life that was very dark, He invited me into a relationship with Him, and I embraced it fully. I embraced it. I began to fully live for the Word of God, studying it. I began to have regular quiet times. I even joined the staff of our local church. And I had a lot of difficulties in my life, and even as a Christian, the ups and downs. But about 10 years in, something really happened. I felt like I hit a wall. I felt like my journey turned in more to a habit. It was more mechanical, and I didn't know what was happening. But Jesus did. And He began to open my heart to realize that as much as I knew in my head that He loved me and that I knew He was love, I really didn't know how to live out of the love He had for me. In fact, I was attending seminary at the time, and I moved into a new degree program called Christian Formation and Soul Care. In that degree program, I learned very quickly there are terms for what I was feeling, and I wasn't alone. It was the journey of Christians throughout the centuries that I was myself experiencing. My first assignment by a mentor was to spend 3 months on one single sentence. The love I receive is the love I give. The love I receive is the love that I give. I needed to learn to receive God's love. I needed to learn how to bask in it so that it would overflow in me to others so they too would know the love. Because we need that. And I was so grateful for this change in direction that God gave to me. You see, in this world we have trouble. Jesus is very clear about it. In John 16, He says, in this world you will have trouble. But He also says in Matthew 11:28-30, come to me all who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I can honestly say the journey is not always easy. So I have to really look at that. Jesus, is it really easy? Is losing a loved one easy? Is financial hardship easy? Is a health crisis easy? No, it's not easy. And that's not what Jesus is saying. He's not saying it will be easy. That's our English word. In the original language, what it's really referring to is that His yoke is good. It's not burdensome. It's not harsh. But then we have to say, what is a yoke then? What does it mean to be yoked to Jesus? Well, Jesus was using an analogy that we might find hard to see today, but back then everyone would have known very clearly what Jesus was speaking of. A yoke was a solid piece of wood that was put over the necks of 2 oxen, a mature oxen typically, and an experienced ox. And so what would happen is the more mature ox would train up the younger ox for the work that it had to do, the work of plowing, the work of pulling. In addition to training the inexperienced ox, it would also take some of the burden of that wooden yoke off of the younger ox, so it would be easier for him to learn. And so what Jesus is saying to us, take my yoke, let me train you, walk with me, and I will show you how to walk through this world. Look at me and learn from me. And on top of that, I will lift some of that burden from you. I will take it up and carry the weight of it. We will still go through it, but we will go through it together, and I will point the way. As one who has walked in the world for many years without Jesus, and then many years with Him, I know that's the way I would prefer. I wouldn't go any other way than walking through this world except with the love and guidance of Jesus Himself. And that's what we're hoping that will happen in this journey for the next 9 months, that we will be so yoked to Jesus that whatever comes our way, we will rely on Him. He will show us the way, lighten the burden, and pour out his love on us because he is good.